afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young. We are hard to believe this is the last week of April, I think, pretty close. These are my last two April shows, tonight and tomorrow. Tonight I have a beautiful singer-songwriter. She's in West Virginia. We're going to talk to her. We're going to hear one of her new songs that she just came out with about halfway through the show. But of course, before we get to her, I got to read these incredible underwriters. We got some new ones, so we're reading them off, and then we will have a great interview as always. So we have the Riverside Cafe in Wareham, open 7 to 1 daily, closed on Wednesdays. They're a new one. We have the NK Smoke Shop. They have two locations, one in Randolph and one in Rockland. We have Curtis Car Care in Middleborough. Great to have him back. Thank you, Adam. We have Salon Giovanni in Marshfield. We have the Grey Witches Gallery and Tattoo Parlor in Wareham. They're a new one. We have the Cornerstone Barbershop in Pembroke. We have Mimma's Cuban Cafe in Rockland. They're a new one. We have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Hanover House of Pizza in Hanover. They make great Sicilian pizza, Greek salads, and have awesome people working there, and they deliver. We have High Tech Insulation Incorporated in Hanover. They're a new one. We have Apposita's Family Restaurant in Middleborough. Great to have them back. We have good old Dave's Automotive in Hampton, right up the road, or on Route 58. We have Pro Window Tinting in Abington, always in search of new talent. We have Diesel Plus Unlimited in Whitman. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Pals Driving School setting up classes for July and August. Got to check that website in Middleborough. We got Crazy Axes Rec Center in Hanover. We got Santoro's Pizza and Subs in Wareham. They're in the one. We have the Clock Shop in Hanover. We have the Auto Shop with Master Mechanic Ed Rooney in Hanover. We have the Rockland House of Pizza in Rockland. We have the Gun Runner LLC, the Second Amendment Freedom Store in Middleborough. And we have the Main Mill Pond Diner in Wareham. They're a new one. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now, Dawn Ricks, it's nice to talk to you. You're lovely. I'm sitting in your car in West Virginia, kind of on the northeast corner, as you said, right?
I am, yes. That's okay. Where I am.
I've never been down there before. I had a girlfriend many years ago. We were talking about going to Virginia because they said Virginia was for lovers, but I don't think it would have ended well. We were thinking about renting a camper and flying that. So, but that doesn't mean I can't have it happen for me again. And next time maybe it'll pan out. And we'll have to see on that. But today, right. You and you, that's a show for another day. So, Dawn, you're a lovely woman. Thanks. So appreciative that you're doing my show. And you're a singer-songwriter, and you're a hairdresser too. I guess you've been doing it for 30 years. You said, in addition to the other.
Yeah, it was one of the first things I did right after I graduated. A week later, I went into beauty school because I knew I needed a job to help pay for everything. So,
okay.
Yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while.
Well, you said 30. What do you mean? You got out of high school? You did it? Is that when you started?
Yeah, so actually it's been more than 30 years, but I've been a salon owner for that long. I just reopened a hair salon in my hometown, just a small little salon suite that I can actually do hair on days when I'm in town, and everything's by appointment. So it's pretty nice. I had a grand opening 2 weeks ago, and it's really cool. I was able to bring some Nashville to West Virginia because when I go to Nashville, I take West Virginia with me there. So
okay, do you have more than one salon? Do you have one in Nashville too, or is it just? Or you have?
No, I'm licensed in both places, and I have a prospect possibly opening up just a little salon suite there in Nashville as well.
Okay, yeah. Do me a favor. Move your phone. Move this way a little bit. There you go.
This way?
Yeah, just keep, because I want to keep you centered up. You have a beautiful face and a beautiful head of hair, and I don't want to cut either of them off. There you go. That's perfect. Okay. All right. But you're also, but your big deal is you're a singer-songwriter, and I noticed that you just on Facebook you posted this. You were just written up, and for something you just created. Talk about that. I just saw that today, and I think I even shared it.
Oh, okay. So, there was a review done on my song "Painkiller" that was out today, and then there was a 2-page article in the ISSA magazine, just talking about my career, and they did a beautiful write up. But what you may be talking about, I'm not sure, is the fact that the other day I received word that a song that I collaborated on and actually was a writer on is #1 on the pop chart in Greece.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like I was like, what? And then he explained it. He was like, do you realize it's #1 in a whole country of 20 million people? I'm like, what? So that's very, very cool. It was #1 on the pop chart in Greece
Greek?
and on iTunes.
You know what the Greeks must be saying? It's all English to me. You know, they always say it's all Greek to me. You know, how we say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, maybe. That's great. I mean, I have to. I'm kind of curious. Why Greece though? I mean, it's a beautiful country. I've never been there. My father went there years ago, and he was on a houseboat and got invited to a wedding and with people he didn't even know. But I'm guessing. But what I hear about Greece is that it's a very festive country, and they love good. They love good. You know, they love good lively music, and I'm guessing that from hearing this is that's the kind of song music, only kind of music is lively music, right?
Well, actually, this one was a love song that I had reached out.
If you have a lively love song, there's nothing wrong with that.
I had reached out to a superstar over in Greece, Dimitris, and he, I'd never met him before, but I reached out to him thinking I was going to have this song recorded in another language. It didn't work out that way. He came back and had recorded it, and then we made it a duet. And so over in Greece, he's like the top dog. He has dance music out, pop music. He's like a superstar over there. And I just so happened we were able to collaborate. He recorded in Greece. I recorded in Nashville. And we put it together. And then we were able to meet for the very first time in Atlanta, Georgia at the ISSA Awards. And when he showed up, our billboard was on the big billboard down there by Centennial Park. Sweet. And so it was his first time seeing himself on a billboard. It was really cool. But how nice it is that there are organizations out there that we get to meet people and collaborate across the world. And that was in August. And so it's won a few awards, but it's just now the number one on iTunes for pop music in Greece. In
Greece, okay. Well. First of all, did he sing in English too, or what? I mean,
yeah. So typically, he doesn't really do ballads too much. So this was the first time he actually sang a ballad, and it was definitely all in English. Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm sure. You know, I believe Greek is one of the European Romance languages. So even if somebody is speaking English in one of those countries, they just the sound of the accent gives it sort of a romantic flavor, whatever, you know.
Oh yes, as soon as he starts to sing, he sounds a little bit like Enrique Iglesias, a little bit. So
no, I get it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it's no wonder everyone in Greece is crazy about him. He's a wonderful guy, and just he's just a good friend, and just it was a great collaboration, and I'm forever thankful that we were able to do that.
I am too. Okay, that's awesome. So that development just happened like within the last couple of days, right? When you found out that you got that award.
Yeah, the award did, and then yesterday, the One Earth Awards gave us a gold. I guess we won gold, whatever that supposedly means. And so it's really it's kind of crazy. We haven't really been pushing it or talking about it for months. We both have different music out, and I guess it just took some time, and now everyone's starting to like it. So
I'm sure that
I'm not complaining.
Of course not. All right. Now, Dawn, what I do with every guest is I try to find out what they were like as children, though. So how did you get into music? How young were you? What did you do as a child that got you into it? Because I know life is an epic journey. Everything we do as little tykes gets us to what we're doing now, as to what we're going to be doing in the future. So let's talk about your child. Tell me about what you did as a kid and how did it get you into what you're doing now.
Well, I was a bratty kid, but I loved all genres of music, and I would. Even as a little kid, I'd go to the top of the stairwell and I would belt out Annie, like tomorrow, you know. And then the next thing you know, I'm dancing around to Donna Summer, and then watching Barbara Mandrell on the Mandrell Sister TV show, and then I would put on my dad's leather jacket, and that was 3 times as big on me, and I'd spin around with a little plastic guitar that had maybe 2 strings, and I'd say, "Hello, everyone, I'm Johnny Cash." And so I love all genres of music, all of it. Okay. And my grandfather was a singer. He used to line up my dad and my uncles and do a little barbershop quartet kind of thing. But my mom was a fantastic dancer. Okay. And so I believe I got the music in my blood from them, but the country part of it, I think
That's
has
because you
just
grew up in West Virginia, right? That's where you get
well,
the country part.
yeah, we moved here from Maryland, and when I was a little kid, I didn't want to be homeless, so I went ahead with my parents to West Virginia,
Of course.
and we here I picked up a little bit of an accent, and but the country was part of me well before I ever got to West Virginia. I've loved country music and all
Okay.
the Donna Fargo and all of the older country artists. I
Okay.
love them.
Well, guess what? We're about halfway through the show. We've already made half of it go by, and right now we're going to listen to a new song that that she just put out, and we're going to talk about it when we come right back. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Listen, and we'll talk about it in a minute when it comes.
Sounds good.
All right.
I'm not looking for a hero, I'm not looking for a friend. I'm not looking for nothing that'll break this heart again. I'm not looking for answers that I haven't found yet. I'm just looking for something that'll help make me forget. Just be my painkiller, a one-night heart healer. Give me whatever you got that can make this hurt go away. Tonight you can be the one to kiss my lips and leave me numb. Whisper in my ear, make them disappear for a little while. Just be my I tried before. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But I got a feeling that missing him will kill me if I don't. Just be my painkiller, a one-night heart healer. Give me whatever you got that can make this hurt go away. Tonight you can be the one to kiss my lips and leave me numb. Whisper in my ear, make them disappear for a little while. Just be my painkiller, be my painkiller. Don't say a word, just help me say goodbye. And be my painkiller, one-night heart healer. Give me whatever you got that can make this hurt go away. Tonight you can be the one to kiss my lips and leave me numb. Whisper in my ear, make them disappear for a little while. Just be my painkiller, be my
Oh, that was great. Tell me about the song we just heard. What was that? And give us a little synopsis, if you would, please. Please.
Okay, the song that you're going to be listening to is called Painkiller, and it was
Okay.
pitched to me through my record label Eminent Music.
Okay.
It's just a song about heartbreak and not thinking you're ever going to get through it, and looking for something to be your painkiller. Not necessarily a person, place, or thing, but just the pain is just terrible.
Yeah.
And you're trying everything to kind of get over someone, and that's kind of what the song is about. There are three writers on it. John Kennedy, Jamie Paulin, and then Rachel Bradshaw, which is
Okay.
interesting because you know the football Terry Bradshaw, the famous.
That's an old
Okay,
well.
it's his daughter.
It's in the 70s.
Yeah, so it's his daughter's.
I'm a sports fan. Okay. What about
His
him?
daughter. His daughter was one of the writers on the song.
Oh, that's his daughter. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, pretty cool.
He sort of has a dialect like you have too, so that kind of makes sense.
Well, I never met the writers. Again, I sometimes songs come along and you feel like you were in the room when they wrote it, you know, and this is one of those that I feel like I could have probably been in there telling my story. And
Well,
I would have.
so how did you get to sing? How were you anointed to sing the songs, to sing that they wrote?
So what happens is there different publishing companies will send out songs to record labels that
Okay.
when they know that their artists are looking for songs,
Okay.
and the record label Eminent Music is who I'm with, and they sent me a few to choose from, and I chose two of them. I chose Worlds Collide and I chose this one, Painkiller,
Okay.
to record. We put out Worlds Collide first, and then we just now released Painkiller in February.
Okay. Now are you singing solo on these songs?
I am.
Okay. And who's playing the instruments around you?
Okay, so the record label is owned by Chaz Childers, and he is the producer. So the studio musicians go in. We do it out of Atlanta and Nashville.
Okay.
And then I went in and recorded my vocals with a fabulous producer in Nashville named Pat, and then it was all put together. We have some great background vocalists out of Atlanta that are just to die for, Carol and Vanessa Ford, and then it all comes together.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
it comes together, and then it's distributed by Perry Music Group.
So what was the defining moment of your younger years, in which I'm sure don't seem like that long ago, that got you into into the spotlight as you're in today? What happened? When was that, and what was it? The event or events?
I'm not really sure there were any major events that kind of got me to where I am now. I just think never giving up. I've been pursuing this for a really long time, and I just never take for granted any opportunity that's come my way. So I've been singing since I was little, and whether it was a show choir or to open a show for Bill Anderson, or to to sing in front of 40,000 or for 5 people, I've never turned down an opportunity to be heard. And I got into songwriting just recently, just maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And I've always been a writer, but never really a songwriter.
Okay.
And there's a difference.
I know there's a difference. So what kind of a writer were you before? Like fiction?
Well, no, I wrote a lot of poems. I wrote a lot of, I love creative writing. So I wrote a lot of poems. I've written songs per se, but the novel version, not the 3-minute and 20-second version that you hear on the radio.
Okay.
So I was lucky over the years to have some co-writers who have helped me structure and kind of narrow down, give you the cliff notes of what I've written, as opposed to the whole entire 15 chapter book. But speaking of writing, listen, I wrote a children's book, and it was just released on Amazon, called Yes, Yes, You Can. And it's fabulous. Look, I even have it here in my car.
Okay.
I carried it with me in my car.
Illustrations. Did you do the illustrations too, or did you have someone else do them?
Well, I had someone else do the illustrations, but I told them what I wanted. So
it came together for you, definitely.
It all came together. Yeah, all last year. At the end of the year, things just were happening like crazy. And I went back to school, and I graduated from WVU in Parkersburg with my college degree. Finally, my book came out. My song went #1. I had everything was. I got a Lifetime Achievement Award. There were all these wonderful things happening, and so I'm really blessed. But a lot of it, people don't see the work that I do behind the scenes, like the calls at 2 a.m, or the emails I'm returning, or the thank yous I'm sending out, and promoting the music, and never taking a second of it for granted per se. And you're going to hear, your music is not going to be for everyone. and
Right.
it's not meant to be. Um, there's a message behind the songs that I perform or I sing out or I even write. And if one person relates to it, then I feel like my purpose has been served.
Oh yeah, well I can relate to it because I've had plenty of relationships or hopeful non-relationships, I should say, that ended and plenty of heartache. So I can, I mean, I have more than you can shake a stick at.
Right.
So I can definitely relate to that sort of thing. So, do you have a big family? Are you married with children?
I have, my mom passed away about 14 years ago, but my dad is still around. He's 84. I
Okay.
have a son and a daughter, and I have 3 grandbabies.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. How about that?
Right. So I take they're quite inspirational for your music too, I guess, right?
Well, my son is autistic, and he
I
is.
am too. I can relate.
Well, my son is 26 and he's autistic, and
Okay.
he's like a musical encyclopedia. He can tell you what the name of the song was, who wrote it, what year it was out, who's in the what's on the cover. Even in a Country Weekly magazine, he could tell you who was in the review section of a magazine that was in 93, and he wasn't born until 97. So
Okay.
when it comes to that, the music part of it, he loves it, and he's a better singer than half the drunks at a karaoke bar, I always say.
Okay.
But yet he's only partial verbal. Like he doesn't have a full-blown conversation, but he can sing word for word.
Well, okay. Well, is he won any awards too, or is he performing?
Oh, no, he's high functioning, but he's the social part of it and the behavioral part of it is a whole nother story for us.
I understand. I know, but at least, hey, but listen, it's great that has he ever done anything like in trivia? Like if he can know this stuff, maybe he can get in a game show or something.
It would be very cool. I think he would be a great person to work like in a music museum or something like that. I'm not real sure. We haven't kind of found his niche yet. It's been a quite challenging couple years for us with some of the things, but 90% of the time he's happy-go-lucky and a wonderful kid. And my daughter she's drop dead gorgeous. She's got these 3 baby boys, and they're doing really well. So I have a good support group with my dad. My dad's been he was everything. He did my sound. He used to be my manager and like all that stuff. And now, God love him, he misses out on a whole lot because he'll take care of my son to allow me to get out to do the things that I need to do. So I'm very blessed.
Yeah, I know. I still have my parents too. They're a little older than your parents, but that's great that he's still with you and he's
Yeah, thank goodness. Yeah, and as far I consider a lot of people in my hometown, my family, and even some people out of Nashville. I mean, I have a good support system, I believe, and I'm fortunate with that too. So.
Okay. Well, Dawn, guess what? We're down to the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
I did. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look at your little phone there, give shouts out to a few people that are going to see the show. We'll condense them. Then we'll wrap the show up with my snap and go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to do a shout out to everyone in West Virginia, everyone in Nashville, to my record label, Eminent Music, to anyone who has ever played my songs, DJs, radio stations, the writers, the musicians, background vocalists, producers, just anyone who's ever been a part of my journey per se. There are too many people to say, but I
can't get everybody, but I just that's why I said them. Okay. All right. Go ahead. No,
I was just going to say my shout out would be to anyone who's even watching, because I know that they've been very supportive of me over the years, and I'm glad to be able to share the journey with them.
There will be plenty of people watching in both those states, and as well as everywhere else.
Awesome.
Okay. And so now the other thing I want to know is, there you go, center it up. Do you have anything on the horizon coming up that you want to mention that you might overlook? Because I always make sure that the guest doesn't forget anything before we wrap it up. If not, that's fine, but just double check.
Well, I will be performing in Nashville during CMA Fest for the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay,
And I'll be at a couple places that times are not set yet. So be watching my social media on Facebook,
okay, I sure will be.
or my or on my website, which is www.dawnricks.com.
Okay,
And I have some music in the works, a couple new songs, and
Perfect.
some other things that I can't spill the beans on yet. But when I do, I'll reach out to you.
That's perfect. No, that's good. I know you don't, I don't want anyone giving away too much. All right, well, okay, we're gonna wrap the show up. I'm gonna ask you one last favor. After we wrap the show up, will you stick around and let my tech guy take a pic for Facebook, and I'll tag you in it, and you can tag me as well?
Sure, absolutely.
All right, folks, we're wrapping up April for Topic Time at Area 58. See you guys in May. Have a great week and a great transition into May. Signing off and rolling out.